Jason Schneider with BCC Hardware here at CES 2016. We've stopped by Thermaltake, and Shannon Robb here is going to lead us through what's new and exciting in 2016.
Hey, thanks, man. And hi, everyone from our friends from BCC Hardware. Now let's take a look at some of the new chassis innovations we got going on, along with some other new products we got going on in our suite here in CES 2016. Now, first up is our Core series. Core is a name you're familiar with. It started some of our design moving toward modularity. Now, with that, Core X series has expanded to X31 and X71. X31 is a massive case with a huge back panel area for tons of cable fitment, something similar that you saw to suppressor F31 with the massive back panel. So that's something that's going to carry over to this. This just carries more of the Core X design styling and all the full modularity you'd expect from a Core series case. Now, that's the little brother to it. Core X71 is the big boy. Similar design styling with the exception that you got this extra space down here. There's actually an intermediate plate here that has full mounting capability for reservoirs, SSD, you name it, pretty much anything you want to mount down there you can, along with cable pass-throughs for cable, tubing, whatever, because as you can see, you have multiple fan locations here for mounting liquid cooling fans, and also a PSU you can mount vertically, along with massive amounts of cable management again. And then with the X series, the X9 was a massive case, and we heard you guys asking for it. You said, you know what, I want the Core X9 fitment, I want the ATX fitment without the case being so large and so deep. So we did the Core X5. This has a similar depth to the Core X2, but wider to fit a full ATX, just like the Core X9. So of course you're not going to be slamming 480 radiators in here, but you can still get some massive liquid cooling in place, just like you did in the Core X9, just slightly less. Now, something you probably saw some previews from Computex at. We had some very early versions of the W-series. These are the more final retail versions you're going to be able to buy very soon from our actual website, ttpremium.com. You'll see these available. First will be the 100 series. You have the P100, which is pedestal, W100, which is the case. It comes in place a full LED light strip holder so that you can backlight it, which you'll see on the other cases I'll show you as well. Now, W100, P100, or you have WP100, where you actually mount them together. Now, these can be stacked up to build them however pretty much you want them. Same idea with the 200 series. P200, W200, massive amounts of scalability with these. The difference here is you can actually run two systems back to back, or you can fill this thing with tons of storage. It's really up to you. So for any of you guys that just love cramming hundreds of hard drives into things, probably, you know, tons of SSDs, what have you, however you want to do it, you're going to be able to stack this thing up and make it however you want it. Pedestal can be used for tons of storage, liquid cooling. You make your choice on that. And once again, you have WP as well, which is then mounted together as one unit. It now becomes an even more monstrous case. And these things are large, they're heavy, but they are going to be ready very soon and ready for you to build it how you want it. Now we've done cases. Now, what do you want to put in your case? Obviously, you need cooling, you need stuff to make it look nice, because having the case is one thing, but having the stuff to make it look right is really the key. Now, with our Water 3.0 AIO coolers, we added RGB ring fans in these new kits, along with having sleeved tubing for them. Then we have other mod supplies, because sometimes sleeving cable is really hard, or no one really wants to deal with the hassle of it. So you have extensions that are fully sleeved and custom colored. We're going to have multiple under our TT mod line. Full PETG tube bending kits, so you can make stuff like this and all kinds of crazy loop designs depending on what you want to do. That just allows you pretty much an extreme liquid cooling system with all the correct parts to bend it properly. Then you have all different fan controllers, fan hubs, even RGB LED strips. And then we move over to something that's actually very important, which is your coolant. If you're building a DIY liquid cooling system, originally we had the original 240 kit. Now we have all different from 120, 140, up to 360. So in case you're not sure which parts you need, you now can have them all come in one kit, and you can build up from there, because sometimes it's a little stressful to decide what parts you want. Now, an important part is the coolant that goes in it. A lot of people assume there's just water in it, and that's it. But there's lubricants for your pumps, there's additives for anti-corrosion, anti-algae, all kinds of things to keep things safe and make sure your loop keeps running for a long time. And also make sure your pump doesn't burn out because you have no lubrication to keep the pump running. We have a new opaque coolant that we did a lot of time in R&D on to make sure there was no issues with chemical problems, breakdown, any excessive pressure buildup, things like that. We want to make sure these things are super safe so when you build your first loop, you're ready to go, or if you're building onto your loop. You have multiple colors: blue, white, purple, orange, green, red, yellow, and even more to come. But you can see This is how they look in a loop, like the purple here, or all these colors on this rack. Those are actually inside of our PETG tubing, so that's what it'll look like inside your system. So that means you can build a really awesome looking liquid cooling build, ready to go directly from parts either within a kit from us or whatever parts you decide.